Super Bowl week is here, and it's disappointing as a Seahawks fan not to be there. Didn't really think before this season we're a Super Bowl team, nor did we think we were on last year, and probably not the year before that. But it's okay. Let's talk about what this Super Bowl should teach us Seahawks fans. Because at the end of the day, not only the fans need to learn, the organization needs to learn. And the thing here that's really important to keep in mind is that the Seahawks are an organization that aims for Super Bowls, aims for Super Bowl wins, and is an organization that is deep-rooted in success. We've been in since the 2000s, the turn of a century, 3 Super Bowls, winning one, nearly winning the other two, and I think Seahawks fans' expectations are to be competing for Super Bowls. So, of course, one of the teams is a division rival, the 49ers. I think, speaking for most Seahawks fans, we are rooting against them. The Chiefs, on the other hand, AFC former division rival when we were in the AFC West. So there are a couple things we can learn from both of these teams heading into the Super Bowl for next season and seasons beyond. And the first one is, even if you have your perceived starting quarterback, it's not too early not a problem to draft one. And both of these teams did it this way. One of them kind of turned out a lot different. But let's start with the Chiefs. The Chiefs drafted Patrick Mahomes with, I think, the 10th or 11th overall pick, while they still had Alex Smith on the team, and they just were coming off a playoff run. And instead of settling for Alex Smith, they went out and got a guy who they thought was uber talented in Patrick Mahomes, sat him behind Alex Smith for a year, let him learn the ropes. And I think this is just a good indication for us in our draft that, yes, we do have Geno Smith. And I think Geno Smith will head into next season as the starting quarterback for the Seahawks. But it also doesn't hurt if you take something that is high risk. I know it's a high reward, though, with a quarterback in the draft. So I think that's something you can learn. On the 49ers side, they did the same thing. They had a Jimmy Garoppolo. They went and got Trey Lance. He didn't work out, but with the last pick of the draft, somehow Brock Purdy fell into their lap, and now their quarterback is Brock Purdy in the draft. So it's something we should keep in mind and know that even if we think we have our starting quarterback, it doesn't hurt for us to actually go out and make sure we get someone backed up in case we wanted to find the future early. Also, the Chiefs are a good indication that even if you don't have high draft picks, you could still get a good draft. So let's just talk about some of the guys they've drafted. Trent McDuffie, first round 21 pick. Creed Humphrey, their offensive lineman, who was a second team All-Pro last year. Second round pick 63. Cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, 4th round pick. The right guard, a 6th round pick. Rashee Rice, their number 1 receiver, a 2nd round pick. And their defensive end, George Karlaftis, if I can pronounce it correctly, he was a 1st round pick, but the last pick of a 1st round. And you can include the running back Isaiah Pacheco, who's a 7th round pick, the linebacker Nick Bolton, who's a 2nd round pick. So as you see there, we've done a good job as well as the Seahawks of finding diamonds in the rough. But this is a good indication that you can actually go this way and not have to go ahead and continue to only go for high draft picks to get a good team. The next thing is, I think it's important that we need our defense to get better. That's why we went out and hired a defensive head coach in Mike McDonald, and that's why we went and got Leslie Frazier. And I'm having tongue-twisting problems today. Leslie Frazier in Buffalo had a really good top 5 defense for multiple years that he was coaching. So these are huge, huge factors in both the offense and the defense, right? Like, our offense is going to be better, hopefully, if we get the right offensive coordinator. But let's talk about defense for a second. How both the Chiefs and the 49ers in a passing league owned a top 10 overall defense. But where something really important is on the passing side of the ball. The 49ers ended up having the 4th best pass defense according to DVOA, and the Chiefs had the 5th best pass defense in DVOA. The Seahawks, and it's kind of funny because we keep talking about the Seahawks having this amazing secondary and this amazing talents in the secondary, which we do, we ended up with the 28th best pass defense. So our pass defense really needs improving, and I think that's something you have to put focus on right away if you want to become a good team. Otherwise, man, in this passing league, in a league where all these guys are slinging the ball around the field, if you don't have a good pass defense, you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to stop anyone. Sure, a good run defense is great, but a pass defense goes a long way more in this NFL than the other way around. So those are just some lessons I think we can learn from the Super Bowl and apply them to the Seattle Seahawks here heading into Super Bowl week. I think it's going to be a good game in the Super Bowl, if you guys are wondering. I hope the Chiefs win, but more importantly, I think, like John Schneider said in his press conference, like, I mean, sure, of course I'm rooting against the 49ers, but I don't really care. At the end of the day, I want our team to get better. That's what matters to me more than what happens to the other team. Yeah, there's a rivalry. Yeah, it sucks if they win. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think we just got to take care of ourselves here. The Seahawks need to become better on defense. We got to go find the quarterback of the future. And even with our low-end draft picks, we need to find great players so we can put a good team around us. I think that's what separates the good teams from the great teams, is the ability to find diamonds in the rough. And I think the Seahawks have done such a tremendous job of that in the past, and it's time to do that here again with this future. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. My name is George on Tap. This is Seattle on Tap. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.